Hi everyone. In this video, I will make a GeoGebra file and then upload it to the GeoGebra website as an activity under my account. I'm using the GeoGebra Classic 6. Okay, and in the file menu, you can look at this part, help and feedback, and then about and license. Then you can see the GeoGebra website opening in this applet page as well. I have already signed in, so if you look at resources, right, then you can see this is my own resources and my own collection. And I'm going to demonstrate this file, line and parabola. Okay, and here it contains a parabola and also a line that can be moved around. And then you can see the change in the equation. And in the checkbox here, you can change the equations of the parabola as well. Okay, now let's go through it. All right, let's see how we do it. The usual setting here with the algebra wheel on the left and the graphic wheels on the right. If you're not familiar with this, you can check the wheel options here, the algebra and the graphics. Okay, and in the algebra part, you can now input value y equals x squared minus 3x minus 4. Okay, just an examples of a parabola. Right, and now I can do it again, but using the keyboard provided. So you can see y equals x squared, okay, minus 3x, right, plus 2, right? So you can still input easily in this way, and then enter, right? So now you have a parabola or a quadratic graph, okay, on the screen. And if you click on the objects on the screen, you can do some formatting. For example, you can change the color, change the thickness, okay, make it more easily observed. And then, or similarly, in the algebra wheel, you can also select the objects and then do the formatting as well, or show and hide the objects if you like. If you click on this setting options, then you can see more, okay, options available to you, right? How you can format this different individual objects. For example, you can choose the style. Okay. Okay, you can explore this part later. Okay, the next thing we want is a point, which is the intersections of the graph and the y-axis. So you can click directly here at the intersection. If you click accurately, then the point should be a fixed point, right? So you cannot move the point A around, right? So you can see A is the intersection, so it is this display here, and the value is 0, 2. You can compare. If I click a point somewhere on the graph, B is a point on the graph F, okay, and it is movable on the quadratic graph. Or if you choose a point somewhere on the graph paper, okay, use the move. Don't forget to go back to the move tool to select the arrow. Now this is a totally free point. Okay, so C is just a point, B is a point on F, and A is the intersection. Right. So these 3 points have different kind of status. Okay. Okay. Now I don't need the point C, so I delete it. And also I don't need the point B. I just want the point A. Okay. And based on the point A, I can also create a line. So you have different options for line and line segment. What I want is a line through A and then through another point, another 3 point. Okay, so I should click here somewhere in the 3 area. Okay, so this is the point and defined by AB. Okay, so you can see that you can move B to anywhere on the screen. So B is a 3 point. Okay. Or you can change, so you can show a high, or you can change its color if you like, okay? Or change its appearance. You can make it a cross, right? So like this, but still a movable point anyway. And the line itself is also formatable, so you can change the color of the line. Okay, maybe you can make it a purple or green line, perhaps. Okay, make it a little bit thick if you like. Okay, then you have, see, you have a line and the parabola graph here. Okay, and the equations of the line is also given here, right? X plus y equals 2 in this case, but it will be updated if you move to point B. All right. Now, in my activity, I would like the student to adjust the point B and then see how the equation is updated without showing the algebra screen. I will close the algebra screen later, okay? At the same time, I also like to display the formula for the quadratic graph and even for the student to edit it on the graphic wheel. So it may be easier for them to manipulate in the web. So I can do it like this. The equations of the line can be displayed in this way. I can choose a text object, okay? And this is a text object which you can type whatever you like, and then there will be a kind of a statement on the screen. But I can also display certain objects, okay? And so I can choose the advanced tab, and in the algebra tab, subtab here, then you can see this G representing the line, okay? So this is the object G, but it will be displayed, right, as the formula. And you can choose the latex and then see the preview, that it is X plus Y equals 2, okay? Click OK. Right, so you can see the equation is now displayed here. But you can also change the format of this equation, okay? This is the text, but that is this part, the G, this is the object of the line. And then you can choose this to open the setting, or here you can also open the setting. It is under the editing wheel, which you can select objects property, okay? In this case, it's the object G being selected now. And here you have several tabs here. Let me see the algebra. Yes, in the algebra tab, you can see the format of the line. I will choose this y equal mx plus c format, okay? And so you can see the format is now changed, okay? And then you can now close this. And okay, now you can see the format, right, of the line is being changed. And at the same time, I would like to display the formula for f, okay, for the student to edit. Now this time I will use the input box, okay, the input box. So click somewhere on the screen, okay, and then you can decide whether you want an options or not, okay. You can leave it blank. Then the input box will be linked to an object. So in this case, it is F. Okay, so click OK. Well, choose the move tool and then move around. Okay, so here is the input box. Maybe I move it down a little bit. If you want to move this text object, sometimes you may have to use the right button of your mouse. Okay, be careful. I now use the right button of my mouse to move this part. Okay, and this is the name of the box. Okay, and when you click inside it, you can change the functions. For example, you can change this to 4 and then enter. Now you can see the whole formula is being updated, and this is also being updated because they are linked object, right? The input box is linked to this object. Okay, now I can go back to 2, right? And for the input box, you can also format it, right? And under the formatting, you can select some color to highlight it, okay? And you can choose to display the label, the name or not, right? So the name can be hidden. Remember, this part is about the label, okay? It is not about the objects, so you can hide the name. So make it easier, right, to put on the screen. Okay, now, so I have 2 objects, text object here. This is the formula of the quadratic graph and the line. And if you have these, then probably you can close, you can close the algebra window. Okay, so this part can be closed. And then you will have just mainly the graph and the text here, which will be easier for the student to manipulate. So you can click here inside anytime to change the formula. Okay. And my questions on the web is to ask the student to change this line so that it becomes the tangent. Okay. So it becomes a tangent to a line, right? Yes, I think the text is here. By the way, if you want to avoid the text moving together with the screen, then you can choose to pin it. Okay. I think it's now better. Okay. So it now will stay absolutely in a particular position on the screen. Okay. So this is now done. And so you can maybe make it smaller before you upload it. Okay. And now you can save it and then share it. All right. You can save it as a new file and directly share and save on the GeoGebra website under your account. Now I save it. All right, it should be available in the GeoGebra website now. So I go to the GeoGebra website. Right. Maybe I make the window bigger again. Okay. Now I can choose this About License tab. Okay. Then you can see your own file resources. Under Mine, then you can now see the recent one that I have uploaded. Okay, you can click it open. Here it should be on the web now under my account. All right, and this is a page of activity, and you can edit this one. Right, even after uploading, you can still publish or edit activity. So when you edit activity, you can adjust the screen size. Okay, you can use in the object frame here. Okay, choose the editing. And under it, you can see the size, okay, of this part. Right, I can make it smaller. And let's check. Okay, I think it's fine. Maybe I can move it down a little bit. Okay, you can edit the applet and drag it a little bit down to adjust the viewing area. Okay, if it's done, then click this part. And you can continue to edit this frame. For example, you can choose to show the toolbar, input bar, and style bar, or even the menu. So everything will be available now, right, after you upload to the activity. Okay, then you can choose Done and share, save, and close. So this is now an activity with the tools available. That means you can continue to add other objects if you like. Okay. And then inside this input box, you can directly edit the quadratic graph. And you can also see how the lines will be affected. Now, in my page, you will see my instruction as well, right, to suggest to students what to do. And you can go on to edit the page again to add more details, okay? And then finally, it can be a classroom activity to share with the student, or just simply share this page, okay, without opening a classroom activity. And finally, you can also publish it. Don't forget that, okay? You can give a name and then publish to share with the all the users on the web. Okay, so this part is finished, right? And I will show you some other example later.